The Earnestly Speaking podcast is a show that is founded on free-flowing conversation and may at times venture into mature subjects. Listener discretion is advised.
Yeah, Earnestly Speaking podcast. Let's get it. I'm a giant in New York, in Miami carry heat. So much more in store, my product can flood the street. Opinion Nation Godfather, CEO. Puff in the late 90s, gon' see me blow. Oh. Got my hustle on, no imitation of fad. Army of untouchables, Opinion Nation staff. Never an off season, homie, check the numbers. Heart throbbing my own right, supplying southern comfort. Earnestly speaking, my ego is well fed. Earnestly speaking, you're too evil and no threat. See, I'm like a hurricane, you're a mild breeze. Earnestly speaking, leaving Eli a dynasty.
Welcome to this Earnestly podcast. I'm your host, Earnest EJ Christian, coming to you on a very chilly Wednesday afternoon here in South Florida. It's actually in the 50s today. Online, of course, weekly picks, NFL picks, with the man, of course, who's making gains now on our picks, on our pick competition here, Zack The Gambling Degenerate. You are now only 2 games behind.
You can say thank you. Imagine how far behind you'd be if I wouldn't have given you the early head start.
See, here you go with the bullshit already. You start to show the bullshit. Stop the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Stop the bullshit. No, but you had your best week of the year. This past week you went 11-4.
I think it's like the second time this year I've had a week like this.
Let me check to make sure. Yeah, you've had some decent weeks in between, some really bad ones, but this week you definitely went ham. 11-4 this week. I went 8-6. Well, actually 8-7. This week you gained another couple games, on the on the weekly picks. Let me see here real quick. I have right here. Your best week was by far this one, 11-4. You did go 9-4 week 9, and
that's what it was. All those dice.
Yeah. So right now with the picks, I am only 2 games up. I am 92, 80, and 4 for the season. You are now 90, 81, and 5 for the year, with another 5 weeks to go of football to be played. So surely my lead I thought was secure is diminished down to just 2 games, and really it's really 1 game and one tie. So I mean, it's gonna be a shot, battle to the finish, you and I. And we'll get to the picks in a second. Obviously, we do every week, the picks as a spread. Want to get your reaction first to the playoff committee's latest rankings last night. This is going to be the final rankings before Selection Sunday as we approach championship weekend in college football. First off, very depressing time for me because college football is great, love it, and now this is the first weekend where, while there are games still, and there are more actually important games, the laundry list of games that we get every Saturday for the last 12 weeks are gone. It sucks, Zach.
Listen, it's the first time since I was 1 year old that Florida State will not be playing in a bowl game. I didn't think it would ever happen in my lifetime. The way in which the NCAA has set up 40-some bowls now, to be able to have a losing record at times and still make a bowl game, I never thought it would happen, but it has happened.
Well, we also didn't get Willie Taggart till this year, and I don't want to sit and blame him solely because he's definitely is going to get most of the blame, obviously. And look, they can't fire him right now because of the fact that it's his first year. It does not make any sense financially, but it is safe to say that he's on the hot seat next year, right?
Absolutely. You inherited a team that had, 4 years in some cases of at least a top 10 recruiting class, if not top 5. Florida State has been stockpiling players for you, and you come in and you try and run a system that the kids had never played in, and you refuse to alter it even in the slightest until it was too far gone in the season. I think all of the blame is on him.
What do you see happening? Do you see them making changes to the staff? Because obviously you can't fire. He's not going to fire himself, obviously.
Oh, clearly, you're going to see probably a new defensive coordinator brought in, probably a new offensive coordinator, and I would expect probably a new offensive line coach brought in.
I was so frustrated on Saturday because it's not that. Look, I kind of sort of expected it, Florida State maybe to pull it out late against Florida. It's not they lost the game to Florida. I can take a loss to Florida once a blue moon. It's hard, obviously, but it's the way they lost. Like that, you can't lose 41-14 at home against your biggest rival like that.
Oh, absolutely not. And the way in which those kids from Florida acted, they're setting themselves up that if Florida State comes in next year and beats them, are they going to be disrespected? Because UF players showed no class in Tallahassee. I was shocked fights did not break out.
Yeah. That's just it, too. There was no pushback. There was no challenge, nothing. It's just accepted. And, you figure pride will at least have that game closer. And that didn't happen. Florida State just didn't show up. It's that simple. It's been a talking point all year. It's the same thing. Nothing's changed.
No, by the end of the second quarter going into halftime, if they do not have a lead, they essentially feel like the game is over and they quit. And I think, again, that falls on the coaching staff.
Absolutely. I'm just going to say that. It does. So, Florida State, first time in 36 years they will not be in a bowl game. That is, I've been a fan since 1990, and that is strange to even think about that. Like, even last year they got in the bowl game. At least they got a bowl game at 500. The idea that Florida State got in the bowl game, that is weird. That's all I got to say about that. So,
yeah, again, that was another one where we shouldn't have been in a bowl game.
Yeah, but we still got in, though. You know what I mean? They don't deserve to get a bowl game. I want to see that. Even if they had a chance in the bowl game, I wouldn't want it. Just go away for the year, see you next fall. That's how I feel about it. I was so disgusted with this team this year that I don't want to see it until next year. So, that's that. The rankings came out yesterday. No surprise here, of course. Some of the mines also, too. I do mines every week, every Sunday morning, late Saturday night. I put my rankings on Earnestly Media, of course, and they agreed to me as well, too. I had Georgia 4 as well. And I think they're setting up in the sense where they are showing you who the 4 best teams in college football are. Like, if Georgia actually wins this game against Alabama, they're in. And there's no way that, barring Clemson losing, which by the way, 1 Bama, 2 Clemson, 3 Notre Dame, barring Clemson losing against Pittsburgh, which I give that a 0% chance of that happening. That is your playoff 4 if Georgia beats Alabama. That's the one swing there. And I see no problem with the 4. I really don't.
I do, because one, I know why they put Georgia at 4.
Okay.
It's so that even if there was a miracle in which Alabama were to lose, they could still put Alabama back into the top 4. But the fact of the matter is, one, Georgia would not be able to beat Ohio State, and they wouldn't be able to beat Oklahoma. They are not the 4th best team in the country, but it really doesn't matter. None of those teams, 3, 4, 5, or 6, can beat Clemson or Alabama.
Let me ask you this then: Who, in your opinion, should be the 4th spot? If you had a committee, you had a vote, and you gave your list, who would be your 4th team?
I would want to put Oklahoma there so I can see Kyle Murray play in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. But as of right now, I mean, I feel like I gotta put Ohio State after the thumping they put on Michigan State, Michigan.
I can't do it, buddy.
But then I remember what happened to them with Purdue.
Exactly.
So, again, maybe I get my wish and have Kyle Murray at number 4.
Well, if everything plays out the way it should this weekend, as we all think, Oklahoma will get in. I think they'll beat Texas in Big 12 championship game. I think Ohio State will still beat Northwestern, but again, the Purdue loss is going to. They need everything to fall into place for them. They're not going to get in. Purdue loss is hanging over their head heavily. Similar to last year when they lost to Iowa. And then if you have Bama will be taking care of business against Georgia, of course. So that you'll get your wish. And plus, I want to see. Plus, I'm dying to see Alabama against Oklahoma.
Oh yeah. I mean, those two offenses, that over better be at least 79 points. That will be a massive, massive scoring game.
Yeah.
Because while Alabama's offense has soared to new heights with the new quarterback and Towell, their defense has not been stellar this year, except for against LSU.
Right. So disappointed in Michigan again. And by the way, I'm not surprised I lost because I said all week, I saw on the show Wednesday when we talked last, before Thanksgiving, that I had a bad feeling about Michigan in Ohio State. I wanted them to prove me wrong, and of course they did not. Again, Urban Meyer in this spot. Urban Meyer in this underdog spot is so dangerous. This is so bad.
I'll agree with that, but I didn't agree with him being the underdog. And
neither did I.
I kind of believe some of his health issues he plays up.
I agree.
I'm not saying he doesn't have health issues, but I think he tries to use that as an excuse when his team struggles.
Or if there's any legal issues surrounding this program, of course.
Yeah.
Elephant in the room.
I will
say it.
I will say this. As far as the conference championship games go this weekend, the easiest one of them all is Clemson. Clemson, there should be no chance of Clemson losing this game to Pittsburgh.
Nope. What's the spread in that game right now, by the way? Let me look at the spread. Are you betting these games this weekend? I'm really concerned betting a lot of these games.
Yeah, for once I might do a smart thing and only bet a two-teamer and just bet a ton of money on it. Bet Alabama and Clemson.
So right now, open at 12. Alabama and Georgia right now is now 13 points. Open at 12, 1 to 13. I'm trying to find anything else here. That's it for now.
And I think Clemson's in the 20s.
Clemson's at 24.5 now.
Yeah.
No. I stand corrected. They opened at 24.5. They're now 27.5. And
yeah, see what I'm saying? Nobody expects them not to blow out.
Is it possible they might? Look, they'll win the game. Is it possible that maybe Pittman the points is done a bad play here because maybe Clemson doesn't want to blow the load?
No, they want to make sure that second seed is cemented.
Okay. Because you would think Notre Dame is a better matchup for them, obviously, than playing most likely Oklahoma if they take care of business.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the most competitive game of the weekend is going to be Texas-Oklahoma. Oklahoma is open at 10. Now it's an 8-point spread now. Oklahoma -8. I think Oklahoma volts them out, to be honest with you. I know Texas won the first game. I feel good Oklahoma's chances.
That I don't see happening. Right now, I don't see Oklahoma blowing out anyone because they're too soft on defense. Now, can they be up 7 and score a go-ahead touchdown to make it 14 at the end?
Yeah.
Maybe. But, no, I do not see Oklahoma blowing anyone out, just going away in the game.
All right. I know. I have a good feeling Oklahoma this week. I think Oklahoma's going to make a statement this weekend. Ohio State and Northwestern, I'm surprised the spread is as low as it is. Then again, maybe Vegas thinks Ohio State will probably revert back to being the mediocre-ish team they've been most of the year. Open at 13, now it's 14. I thought it was probably like closer to 17, 18, honestly.
No, I get that one.
Okay.
Ohio State came out, played their best game of the season. Northwestern has a pretty solid defense.
Right.
And they're very good at controlling the clock.
So depressing though. There's no more football. It's only like 8 games this weekend. Ugh. Zach, it's over, man. It's over. Because we discussed in the podcast.
I've been saying thank God. It's been a horrible year of gambling for me.
Yeah.
I couldn't wait for the season to be over.
Man. And like I said in the podcast last week, we don't, when we were kids, we loved the bowl games, look forward to bowl games. Now we just don't really give a shit other than the top ones.
Yeah. I mean, The Orange Bowl would matter no matter what, even if it wasn't really two good teams playing.
Right. Alrighty, let's get to our picks. Well, obviously, we'll address the next week on the pod. We'll react to the official playoff 4 and all that, and bowl selections on that. All right, we got a big one tomorrow night. Thursday Night Football, big one here, NFC game. The Saints and the Cowboys. Dallas heading to New Orleans face the Saints. The Saints are 7-point favorites right now. Again, I bet last week Atlanta plus 13, and I came awfully close to hitting that in my number. When New Orleans did cover. I don't know. I was going to bet Dallas. I was going to pick Dallas in this game, not to win, obviously, but to keep it closer. And then DeMarcus Lawrence started running his mouth, and I said, you know what? That's all New Orleans needs to stay motivated. Because number one, let's not pretend New Orleans is not playing for anything here. New Orleans is playing for number 1 seed right now. So them and the Rams are tied, and that might be neck and neck till week 17 most likely. So I went ahead and took New Orleans to cover 7 points here. Zach, what you got?
Oh, I expect New Orleans to put a beat down on Dallas, especially after that talk by the defensive end for Dallas. You look at New Orleans' offensive line, the only quarterback who has been sacked less than Drew Brees is Andrew Luck.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you were leading the NFL in sacks, or your team was leading the NFL in sacks, maybe you could spout off about what you were going to do to the offensive line. But, dude, you got 8.5 sacks. Your team is like middle of the road with sacks. You're going to get eaten alive.
Yeah, I'm with you there, definitely.
I am so shocked the line didn't move up after he ran his mouth.
Right, it's still 7. It's still 7. By the way, the game's at Dallas. I'm sorry, not in New Orleans. It's at Dallas. I made a mistake there. It doesn't matter to me. New Orleans pulls them out. Because if Tennessee could do what they did a couple weeks ago, then yeah. So, all right, next game here. We have the Indianapolis Colts heading to Jacksonville, face the Jaguars. The Jaguars, who just benched Blake Bortles and fired their offensive coordinator. The Colts are 4-point favorites and on fire. Zach, what you got going on this game?
I love the Colts in this game.
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me I get Andrew Luck against the third-string backup of the Browns now playing for Jacksonville?
Cody Kessler.
You can't ask for easier money than a game like this.
I'm locking it in. Locking it in. I'm with you there. I got the Colts also too, covering 4 points. I mean, I'm surprised the line hasn't moved that more. I mean, maybe because the and now you got worried about Jalen Ramsey might be out for this week. On top of that too. Oh my God! Come on, don't you? I mean, if I right now, I bet that right this second before that line moves.
Oh, the only thing I could think of why this game would be as low as 4 is they're thinking there will be this energetic buzz boost for the team with a new quarterback. But I don't see that happening with a guy who was the former third-string backup in Cleveland.
Right, I don't see that at all. In fact, I think with the Jalen Ramsey news that came in a little while ago, this line should move another point to 5 points at least. So if you're better, I would bet this now while you could, while it's low, while it's a good value. So, okay, next game here. This is actually going to be I'm not mistaken, this is going to be the Sunday night game, actually. And that's going to be the Chargers heading to Pittsburgh. Face the Steelers, a big AFC, potential AFC playoff game here, too. The Steelers are 3.5-point favorites. Zach, what you got going on here?
This is probably the toughest game of the weekend for me.
Absolutely.
Because I can look at both defenses and say they can both get after the quarterback. There's going to be disruptions. They both can score. Now that I know it's going to be the Sunday night game instead of the 1 o'clock game, I'm going to take the Chargers coming from the West Coast.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and be a big wussy here and take the over. Because Pittsburgh has already played 2 bad games in the last couple of weeks. Now they won the games against Jacksonville. Obviously that big thriller in last second win. And then this past week, they lose on a thriller in Denver, a game that I think we both picked actually. And I think I don't see the Steelers.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, yeah, you're welcome. I look, the Steelers have the moments where they are undisciplined, but I feel like I can't see a third week in a row this late in the year being this bad. So, but then the Chargers are really good too. So that being said, and they're not gonna have Melvin Gordon most likely for this game too. So while I might take the Steelers on this, I think the safe bet's the over.
Yeah, that's where I was worried about for the simple fact, Joey Bosa, he's coming back. He's playing really well. The Pittsburgh Steelers, I believe, lead the league in sacks. So there's going to be a ton of pressure put on both quarterbacks.
Of course.
That I could actually see this game being an under.
All right. So, but you're what, taking the Chargers?
Yes, I'm taking the Chargers plus the points.
Okay. All right. Next game here we have the struggling Carolina Panthers, lost 3 games in a row, heading to Tampa to face the Tampa Buccaneers. The Panthers right now are a 3.5-point favorite. Right now, currently out of the playoff picture. It starts today, by virtue of their 3 losses. Big loss against Seattle last week. Zach, where are you going on this one?
If Cam Newton wants to see the playoffs, this has got to be his moment, right?
Yeah,
He's lost 3 in a row, I think it is, and people were starting to talk about you for a possible Super Bowl dark horse, and then it was, well, at least he can carry his team to the playoffs. Well, now you get Tampa Bay, and if you can't show up and handle your business and beat the living snot out of Tampa Bay, people are going to start talking about whether or not you're a top tier quarterback. Are you a leader again? Or did you just have that one fluke year when you took your team to the Super Bowl? So I expect them to trounce Tampa Bay.
I for that reason alone, I took Carolina as well because this is a dangerous game because this is a divisional game. Tampa historically does play Carolina well at home, regardless of how bad their team is. So that you have that hang over your head. But if you're Carolina and you know now you're behind the ball right now, at the playoffs start today, you're not in. You need this game badly because you still have New Orleans on the back end again to play. You still have even Atlanta, who's obviously worse than they are, but still a dangerous team to play. There's a lot of games that are still not showing to the Panthers. So you got to take this
absolutely, and they're on the back end of so many tiebreakers, whether it's Washington or Seattle. So you lose a game like this and Washington loses, well, guess what? You're still behind Washington. So you have to come out and win a game. Yeah, and this has to be the game you win.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%. This is the game of the year for them right now, to be honest with you. Until next week, it will be the game of the year again. So, all right, next game here we have the Baltimore Ravens heading to Atlanta to face the Falcons. The Falcons currently are 1-point favorites. The Ravens most likely going to start Lamar Jackson for the first straight week. Zach, before we get to the pick, how do you feel about Lamar Jackson starting quarterback? Do you think they should continue doing that until the wheels fall off?
Absolutely. I don't even think, even if the wheels fall off, at this point, you have to keep
because you're historically on this podcast for the last 7 years. You're historically a big Flacco guy.
I do defend Flacco, but he no longer can get the guys, rally the guys around him, and win a game. Yeah, he never put up big stats, but he always made that huge pass in the fourth quarter when they needed it. And that was key, but they no longer have the defense they had. Yes, they might be able to hold teams on yards, but there is not that same dominating feeling of the Baltimore's defense.
Right.
So at this point, you drafted a quarterback for your future. You've won 2 games with them. All you can do is cause a setback in his growth if you do bench him. He's won 2 games for you. Flacco was 4-5, and they were falling apart.
And not only that, too, Zach.
You ride him to the end now.
Look, I know obviously they need to curb back all the running he does, and they'll figure it out as time goes on. I've noticed over the Ravens and the players, they respond to him better than Flacco at this point. There's an energy there. I'm not saying he's playing super great, but the team is responding in a positive way to him, and it's resulting in wins now. And now, right now, at the playoffs start today, they're in. So you got to run with it.
Absolutely, and I hear you about they're going to have to scale back the running. Right now, I don't think they do. A young quarterback at his age, I don't think you have to scale back his running at all. He's not running like RG3 where he was trying to take on hits. He wants to get out of bounds. He's more than happy to slide. I see no problem with running him 20 times a game. I really don't.
And not only that, this idea of playing him in right now, this is John Harbaugh trying to save his job. Fuck Flacco at this point. I'm trying to save my job, so Lamar Jackson is my kitchen sink.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I changed my pick. I initially picked Atlanta in this game. I'm going to go Baltimore. I think the Lamar Jackson situation alone is going to throw off Atlanta's defense anyway on there. And I think Atlanta's giving up, honestly. I think they're just giving up. I think they realize they're not going to make the playoffs. They're just giving up. So Baltimore's a desperate team on the road. I'll take Baltimore in this game, and that's just that.
Me too.
So there you go. All right. Next game here, we have the Cleveland. This is actually an interesting game here. The Browns heading to Houston to face the red-hot Houston Texans with the greatest 8-game winning streak in history of football. Right now, the Rockets, the Texans are 6-point favorites. Dude, I'm gonna go Browns here. I'm gonna go Browns. I'm not saying they'll win the game.
You can't go Browns.
Why, you going Browns too?
Ernest, you're gonna have to change your pick. You can't take my pick.
No. I'm not saying they'll win the game, but my lord, either Houston lets down this week because 8 games in a row. I mean, at some point they're gonna lose a game. I'm not saying it'll be this week, but it can come close. Or Cleveland is playing right now this way over their heads at this point, and I'm gonna go ahead and take Cleveland the points here. Obviously, with your disdain of my pick, you picked Cleveland too, didn't you?
Listen, if there was a game I would go out to a bar on Sunday and watch, it is this game right here.
There we go.
I truly believe this will be the most exciting game of the afternoon. Those two quarterbacks. Cleveland Browns, I know you say they're playing above their head. They have an unbelievable talent on their team.
Oh, I agree with you, 100%. I can't remember our over-unders. I think the over-under they had was a 5.5 this year. If I'm not mistaken.
I feel like that's what it was.
Did we take the over?
I thought we both took the over.
Yeah, me too.
I thought we did.
Yeah. Well, almost there. Your thoughts on the Hugh Jackson stuff against Baker Mayfield on Sunday? Whose side are you on that one?
I'm on Baker's side, to be honest.
Okay. Why?
For 2 reasons. One, you didn't really leave the Browns. You screwed up to begin with by hiring the dude Haley, an offensive coordinator, who right. I think he is a horrible coach. He grates on offensive players and should not be a coordinator at all. But I feel like he was holding back Baker Mayfield, and I think he was, in some ways, even holding back Taylor to start the season because he was coaching scared for his career. But not only after being fired, you go to your division rival. And I understand you were there before you became the head coach of the Browns, but you ran right back. And it was, 2 days, 3 days tops? And you were back with Cincinnati? So I thought that was wrong.
Okay, so I admire Baker's competitive fire here. I think it's really cool to see. But once you fire somebody, you lose the right to dictate any narratives moving forward. In fact, it is, and I said this on the podcast with Kyle yesterday. If I was Hugh Jackson with my personality, right now how I am, I would go out of my way to go to Cincinnati and make sure I go there and try to disrupt them. Like it would be my own personality that would make me want to get back at the Browns for firing me. So I have a problem with what Hugh Jackson did. Now, my problem with Hugh Jackson here more than anything else is why does he keep integrating himself into the storyline right now? He's what, a consultant to the Bengals? Why is he even... I've never seen a coach that's won only 3 games in two seasons in a quarter get so much pub on a national level than Hugh Jackson. It is fucking fascinating to me.
Listen, the Monday after Cleveland's win, after he had been fired, he's on First Take, and he still couldn't even get behind Baker Mayfield being the quarterback there. Like, the way in which he talked, it was like, I was doing this for the organization. Like, he didn't believe in the kid. It just, to me, it rubbed me the wrong way.
It did. I agree with you. But again, the only thing I will say, the reason why I'll defend you here for what happened Sunday is that once you are fired from a team, you no longer have the right to dictate narratives anymore. You fired the guy. You said he's not good enough for you. So the person should still make you feel comfortable even though you want to get rid of him? Fuck that. Hugh could do whatever the fuck he wants. But it wasn't a good look with him when he did the First Take stuff and then continuing to interject himself into the conversation, even though this guy's only won 3 games in two and a quarter years. So that's all I'll say about that. But I do admire Baker's competitive fire. He just needs to tone it down a little bit. That's my opinion. All right, next game here.
I don't think you should tone it down one bit.
You like it?
Yes. This is what we need in this game.
It's a little fresh. Okay, next one. Well, it will only look right. It'll only serve himself right if he continues winning. If the Browns start losing games the next couple of years, then he'll look stupid in the end. So, if he's winning games going forward, then yeah, we're all going to praise it, of course. It's all about the result in the end of the day.
No, for me, either way, I have no problem with it. I'm tired of only defensive players can have a personality, and only wide receivers can have a personality. I hate that.
No.
I am so happy to see a quarterback willing to speak his mind and enjoy it.
That's why I love Phillip Rivers so much, because Phillip Rivers is one of those kind of quarterbacks. Anyway, next game here. Buffalo Bills heading to Miami, face the Dolphins. AFC East shit show here. The Dolphins currently are 5.5-point favorites. Zach, where are you going there? I don't want to spend too much time in this game, honestly.
You know, like you said, it will be the total shit show of the weekend. And so I'm taking the under.
Whoa. Well,
Buffalo has a really strong defense. Miami's coming off a heartbreaking loss on the road. I feel like they'll be a little discouraged. And I just can't see Josh Allen putting up a ton of points against the Dolphins defense. He'll make some exciting plays because he always does every game. But enough points to where these teams combine for over 40 points, I don't see it.
You know, this is so silly because if this was at 40.5, I would have taken the under. Because it's a solid 40, it's enough to have me take the over. I'm taking the over. I could see a 23-20 game. I could see, something of that nature. A 21-19, one of those games. I can see one of those really, really tight games that this gets right at the mark at 40. And I feel like.
So what did you think it was going to be? 21-19?
No.
Get the push at 40?
No.
Come on.
No. I was saying 23-20. I said 23-20. My prediction is.
I know, but you said if it was a half, you could have seen an under. But now, because it's a solid 40, you'll take.
No. I feel like it's Vegas trying to. I don't know, man. My gut feeling has the over here. My gut feeling has the over. I can see a pick 6 here. I can see a scoop 6 here. Then I can see a couple offensive touchdowns, and then there you go. Boom. There you go.
There you go. 28 points. Thank you. See how good I was with that, man? Pick Lord. 6, a scoop.
No, I see a 23-20 game. Honestly, I see Miami win 23-20. Honestly.
All right.
So there you go. All right, next game here we have the Chicago Bears heading to New York to face the Giants. The Bears are 4.5-point favorites. I'm going to go ahead and keep doing what I've been doing all year long because, fuck it, I'm a fan. Giants on the points. Let's go. Let's go, Big Blue.
This will be one of the ones I regret doing for the simple fact I do not know if Mitch Trubisky will be starting at quarterback.
I don't think it matters.
I think if Trubisky starts, the Bears easily cover this game. Like, It will not even be in doubt.
I'm going fanboy here. Number one, because my good friend here on this podcast, GW Gross, diehard Bears fan, who is a New Yorker, who lives in New York, hates the Giants more than any team in sports. So it would mean the world to me.
I gotta respect a man like that.
He's a fucking dude. G is my man. That is my dude. But G is a clown. G loves Jay Cutler. G loves Alex Rodriguez. G's a Bears fan, a Nets fan in basketball, a White Sox fan in baseball. Yeah, he got issues. He'll be on the show tomorrow, by the way, too. But that being said, it will mean the world to me if the Giants win this game, so I can talk all sorts of shit on Sunday after.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna eat my words by going with the Bears for the simple fact I'm going against what I taught you how to gamble on the Giants. We're taking the points, but give me the Bears.
Okay.
Give me the Bears defense. Give me Eli for four interceptions, maybe a fumble. I expect nothing but the worst out of the Giants' offense this weekend.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens there. That'll be one of the most contested games to see him. He'll be on the pod tomorrow, so we'll talk about that a little bit. All right. The Broncos, all of a sudden, red hot. 2 big wins against the Steelers and the Chargers in 2 weeks. Heading to Cincy to face the Bengals, who just lost Andy Dalton for the season. The Broncos are 4-point favorites. I'm taking Denver here, man. I don't know if you saw the Denver schedule. I went over it yesterday on the podcast with Kyle. Denver.
Oh, yeah.
Denver, Indy, and Baltimore are the 3 teams really logistically have the best chance of getting that 6th seed. Denver has the easiest schedule of the 3 teams. Raiders in there.
I would want... I'm rooting for Denver because of Case Keenum and the Kirk Cousins thing in Minnesota. But I honestly believe that the team with the easiest would be Andrew Luck. I think with that offensive line, he should get that 6th seed. I love to see Denver.
Yeah. No. I'm with you.
I would so love to see that.
I think Indy will get it still because of what you said there. But of the 3 teams that are battling for that 6th seed, Denver has the easiest schedule on the docket. I went over on the podcast yesterday with Kyle about that. They play the Raiders. They play the Chargers in Week 17 when the Chargers might not even need that game anymore. Let me go real quick with you one more time because it was very fascinating to see a schedule. It froze up. Come on, why does the computer freeze up like that when I need it the most? They got Cincy this week without the quarterback. Now AJ Green's back this week. That's the word of the last 2 hours. Then they play San Francisco on the road. Okay, then this is the toughest game, in my opinion, of the 5. Home against Cleveland.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Cleveland's going to be trying to play for something.
Of course. So, and then you have
3 disputed games. You have the Cleveland game. You'll have the Chargers. Even at the end of the season, I'm not sure they will be sitting anyone because if everyone keeps winning, they're going to want to at least get the 5 seed.
No, but the 5 seed right now is a lock. I mean, to me, it's a lock already. They have to lose some games for it to not be a lock anymore. They're 8-3 right now.
Yeah, but think of who you're going to be playing. The 5 seed is you get to play probably Houston in the first round. You get the 6 seed, and you'll either be playing Pittsburgh or New England.
Right.
So you don't want to risk there being any kind of mathematical way to get screwed out of the 5th seed.
I think my logic...
Unless that is completely locked up.
My logic, though, is this. This is my logic. I'm assuming already that by Week 17, the Chargers will be locked in the 5 seed by that time that game happens. That's my assumption anyway. They'll be ready to 5 seed by the time we enter that game. So you got Cincy this week on the road, at San Francisco on the road, then home against Denver, which I think right now, based on all the circumstances and everything else, that's the toughest game of the 5
Home against
games.
who?
Home against Cleveland. Yeah.
Okay.
And then
you had said Denver.
Sorry about that. Then the Raiders on the road. They fucking stink. And then the Chargers game. So of the 5, Baltimore still has to play. I think has to play KC once, I believe, and a couple other tough games in there. Indy has a couple of tough games in there too. Denver's has the easiest schedule of the three teams. That being said, I still think if you ask me, gun in my head, I'm picking Indy to get there because they're the better team, and maybe Denver does slip up one of these two games.
Yeah, because they're already a game behind, so they have to make up ground and win out, and have the other teams at least lose the one.
Yeah. That said, I'm taking Denver this weekend to beat Cincinnati. Cincinnati is a dead man walking now. They're done.
Yeah. I believe Denver's feeling themselves right now, and they will put a whooping on Cincinnati.
Here's the question, though. They go 8-8 with the schedule, 9-7. Does Vance Joseph save his job? Yeah, you have to say yes, right?
Oh, absolutely. I think if they finish 8-8, you have to say Vance saves his job.
Yeah. No, I'm with you there. All right, next game here we have. Hold on, there's a screen here. Okay, there we go. The LA Rams heading to Detroit to face the Lions. The Rams off the bye week are now a 10-point favorite in Detroit. I'm gonna go safe route here and take the over at 54.5. Does that line?
I'm not sure they can get to 54 unless the Rams do it all on their own.
That spread seems somewhat high to me. I don't know why. It doesn't feel right in Detroit. Detroit is always strangely competitive against good teams at home. Beat New England earlier in the year.
Well,
you know,
I don't think they're going to be competitive this weekend.
Okay.
I will take the Rams in a blowout. And I mean utter blowout by 20-plus points.
Wow. Okay. For bye week too. Okay. Moving on. Another big. These next couple games are big spreads. These next 4 games are big spreads here. How about Arizona going to Green Bay? The Packers, 14-point favorites. They need to win out. And I think this would be a week to actually get they need a big win. They need a really, really big win. I think this is one of the weeks they'll get a big win. 14 points, they'll cover it. Aaron Rodgers will go ape shit against the Arizona defense. So I got Green Bay covering the spread.
Yeah, it'll be setting up perfectly for Aaron Rodgers' season. Beat up on another rookie or no-name quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Do you like Green Bay also?
Yeah, I love Green Bay.
Okay. Next one here, of course. The biggest spread of the weekend, in fact. Kansas City heading to Oakland against the division rival, the Raiders. Chiefs are 15-point favorites. Now, we know the Raiders are bad. We know the Chiefs are good. But you got to figure, if you're a division rival, it's a little closer than 15. That tells how that's more about how far these teams are right now in where they're at currently.
So you're saying you're going to take the Raiders?
Fuck no. KC, 15 points. Raiders are fucking horrible. Come on. Fuck no. Raiders are horrible.
Just trying to get you to do it, buddy.
No, why? Because you got KC also, don't you?
Yes, I do.
All right. Next game.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to take the lead this week with you picking all my same teams.
Copy my paper, that's why. The Jets heading to Tennessee to face the Titans. The Titans are 9.5-point favorites. What are you doing first off?
Hold on. Oh, this one might give you a chance because I'm sure you're gonna take the big spread. I'm gonna take the under in this game.
Actually, no. I'm taking the over.
You're taking the over.
Yes.
Yeah, come on. Oh, the Jets being able to score against Tennessee, I don't see that happening. And the way in which Tennessee plays offense, I don't see them scoring against the Jets. I got to say one thing about Tennessee. Their running back situation is atrocious. Derrick Henry is a backup running back.
Okay.
He is not a legit starting running back in the NFL.
And he's the starter currently right now?
Yeah, that was who they were trying to push DeMarco Murray out the door for.
Well, I guess you'll know. I guess they'll probably draft a running back at some point in the draft in 2019. That's pretty much
I sure hope so.
Yeah. I mean, they got Deion Lewis, but, you know.
That's the thing. Dion Lewis is a better actual running back between the tackles than Derrick Henry.
That's bad.
You're
Dion Lewis
talking
is a
an
third down back.
Alabama Heisman Trophy winning running back, and you're not as good as a little 5'6" guy.
Wow, that's pretty bad. I got the over. You got the under. This is gonna be contention here. I think this could be the week you go get ahead of me. We'll see. Let's go. 3 more games to go. We have the Minnesota Vikings. This is probably the biggest game of the weekend. The Vikings heading to New England to face the Patriots. The Pats are 6-point favorites. I feel like you and I are going to be in the same boat here. What you got going, Zach, on this one?
Well, I guess I have to apologize to Kirk Cousins because he finally won a game in primetime.
Ooh, one game. Ooh.
I know. Does that not tell you how bad Aaron Rodgers is and how people need to stop saying he's the most talented quarterback when you can't beat Kirk Cousins in primetime?
Come on,
but
man. Don't be that guy. Zach, you're smarter than that, man. Don't do that. Dude, beat him with talented and beat
Minnesota this weekend.
You got Minnesota this weekend?
Yes.
I'm thinking New England.
No. Minnesota's a more complete team.
Yeah, but again, this is not technically a prime time, obviously, because it's a 4:00 game. But this will be the biggest game of the 4 slate. So this is still technically a big game for Kirk Cousins. And
no, it's only a big game, and it's not a primetime game. And so he will play good. The Vikings play good. I cannot believe you're going to be a homer and take Tom Brady.
I just think Foxborough, all that. Nah, I got New England here. Gronk is back. I don't know. The optics look bad in this one. Minnesota, they're the more balanced team, but this is a primetime-ish game here for the Vikings and Kirk Cousins. Because
who do you think needs to win this game more?
Obviously Minnesota does. But, again, it's the Patriots, dude. It's Tom Brady. It's Gronk. It's Belichick. Come on now, man. Get your head straight, man. You know what's going on. So, give me the Pats -6. All right. Seattle. Well, actually, there's actually 4 games actually at 4 o'clock, but none of them really matter about that game. But this one, the Niners heading to Seattle face the Seahawks. The Seahawks are, another double-digit spread here. Seahawks, 10-point favorites here. What you got going on this one? Seattle's on fire, by the way.
Wait, where is it at again? It's in Seattle. God. I should just take Seattle outright, shouldn't I?
Of course, I'm doing it.
All right. I'm gonna be a pansy. I'm gonna follow your lead. Take Seattle outright minus the points.
I'm sorry.
But I had the under in this game originally. I just did not believe San Fran could go up there and score any points.
Yeah. I'll give you Seattle, of course, too. The Mullen story is faded now for me. San Francisco is trying to secure that first pick, so I got Seattle here. All right, and finally, your game, the big one. If you think a team has a remotely a chance to win the division or get in the playoffs, your Skins go to Philly Monday Night Football against the Eagles. Eagles are a 6.5-point favorite, coming off their big season-saving win against the Giants.
How close was I to calling that game and the Giants winning outright? I mean, come on. Your offensive coordinator in the second half. What kind of fucking game plan did he have?
Honestly, dude, Pat Shurmur
or did he even
is to
have
blame.
One?
Pat Shurmur's to blame, dude. I know you saw the game. 3rd and 18, they call timeout in the third quarter. Wasted time on 3rd and 18. This is run a fucking check down. And then they run the play that they should have ran in the first place, was a check down. So he wasted timeout that you could have used in the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter. Morons. He's not a good coach, dude. Sorry. Pat Shurmur, not a good coach. All right, back to the game here. This game, how you looking? You think the Skins have a chance to save their season somehow?
Did Alex Smith miraculously get his leg healed?
I didn't watch the entire game on Thanksgiving. How was Colt McCoy okay?
No, He was not okay.
Okay, was asking.
No, we scored points because Dallas is only decent. No, we should lose, and we should lose big in this game.
Mm-hmm. That's what I got. I got Eagles covering the spread 6.5 points. So.
Yeah, me too.
So this could be a week you come back and catch up.
From division leader to probably being the worst team in the division because our quarterback gets his leg snapped in half.
Yeah.
It's a rough one for me, buddy.
Well, we'll see. This could be a week you catch up, or it could be a week where I pull away again. I don't know. Some of these games are.
I don't know if you can pull away. We don't have many different games, and the ones that are different, you completely whiffed on.
Yeah. Well, it'll be an interesting game. I think the game tomorrow night is going to be very interesting. So there's a lot of good games this weekend. A lot of
Dallas is going to get beat down tomorrow night. I cannot wait.
Yeah. Yeah. Chargers, Steelers, Cowboys, Saints, big game. Even the Browns, Texans have intrigue.
Most exciting game.
Yeah, oh yeah. You have
exciting game.
Mm-hmm. You have of course
Minnie and the Minnesota. I would get you taking the Patriots if the spread was lower, but 6 points, man.
Not maybe want to tease that fucking bet now. Tease it down to like 4.5 points or something. I don't know.
And if it was 3.5, I get you. But at 6. But thank you. I needed to catch up, so thank you.
We'll see what happens. I mean, Sunday stuff has to play out, so we'll see what happens there. Zach, as always, every week. By the way, congrats to your Orlando Magic. They swept the Lakers this year.
My gosh. My over-unders on the basketball is going to be terrible.
You had the under in Orlando, right? I have marked down right here. Hold on. I have marked down my notes. Hold on. I have it right here. Hold on. Give me 1 second. We did the Over-Runners podcast back in October, and we both, I believe, hold on. Where's it at? There he goes. Right there.
Yeah, I think it was like 24 games.
No. It was 31.5. We both had the under.
31.5 for Orlando?
Yes, we both had the under.
Oh, then okay. Never mind. I'm still feeling okay then.
Wait, you don't see 20 more wins between now and in April? Come on now.
No. Hot start. Do you remember last year? Orlando got out to a hot start too.
Yeah, that's true. Remember it was 6-2?
Yeah.
I feel like this team's better though. I feel like this team's a little better. We talk about NBA real quick. Let's a little NBA. Who's the second best team? Who is the second best team in the West? After Golden State, the Clippers are in first place, but I'm not buying that overall. It's fun to watch.
I mean, I really thought it was going to be Utah this year, but damn, Denver is looking like a complete team.
Yeah, but is that sustainable?
If everyone stays healthy, I think it is. You got massive scoring coming off the bench. You got probably one of the 2 or 3 best centers in the league who's playing like it and proving it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you see as the second best team? Please don't tell me the Lakers.
Oh, hell, fuck no. No way. But because it's LeBron, you can make a case for it. No. I still think, Houston's started to play better last week and a half. I know they lost.
What caused them to play better? Huh.
Yeah, your boy.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know.
The real question is Boston going to get it together enough to get the second or third seed in the East?
They'll be fine. I'm bringing it up right now. I'm bringing up the standings right now on the computer. Let me see here. Boston. Okay, so maybe they won't be number 1 seed this year. Maybe they won't be. Boston's right now 11-10. We had them at 60. We had them at 60 wins.
Oh, go ahead.
Right? 60 plus wins.
Yeah.
So, okay. Anyway, so look at the standings. Boston right now, if the playoffs start today, the Boston Celtics will be the 6th seed in the East. They are currently 6.5 back. Look, I don't think it's possible they win the number 1 seed because I think Toronto really is that good, and maybe even number 2 might be out of reach because Milwaukee is better than me. Well, I call Milwaukee being top 3 seed in the East. So, and then the Jimmy Butler trade.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, and the Jimmy Butler trade flipped everything for Philadelphia. All of a sudden, Philadelphia went from a team that I thought might fall back to the pack a little bit to being okay. Now they are legit now with Jimmy Butler and Embiid and Simmons. So. Maybe Boston doesn't get to the number 1 seed, number 2. I still think it's number 3. I think Philadelphia there's still things I'm concerned about. I think Boston can still get to number 3.
Yeah, because I'm not buying Jimmy Butler yet. I understand they've won a couple games, but I think by the end of this season, heading into the playoffs, I think the young players on that team will be grading on him.
Well, they're trying to trade.
There'll be issues again.
Well, they're trying to trade Fultz. So that's a good thing. Get him out of there. Just get him out of there. If you want Butler to be the guy long term, you gotta get Fultz out of there because Jimmy Butler will grade him obviously. Detroit.
Yeah, well, you also got to get Embiid off the freaking Instagram and Twitter shit.
That's just who he is, dude. There's nothing to do about that. Detroit's playing good basketball too. Again, is it sustainable? I don't know. But so far so good. What's wrong with my team, dude? The Heat. Oh my god. Ugh.
Oh my god, did you see us beat you guys? Orlando put it on you. What is up?
I don't know. You guys are telling.
Now you're staring at us.
And here's the worst part: if the playoffs started today, you're in.
I know.
You'd 8 seed, and you'll get waxed by Toronto, but I don't know, man. This is a weird season so far. 20 games in. I mean, what is there anything here you can see through these 20 games? Like, what comes to mind? Like, what I guess nothing is as it seems right now to me right now. I look, Toronto being good is obviously, that's not a surprise and all that. Golden State's struggling a little bit, but of course that's because of they don't have Curry. He'll be back this Thursday, most likely. But aside from that, everything here is just like a mixed bag of weirdness right now.
Yeah, my takeaways are that Steph Curry, he is the MVP of that team.
Oh, no doubt about
He's
that.
the best player on that team. One, I think Paul George is asserting himself more in OKC, and they are becoming a dominant force.
Yep, I agree with that. The Lakers are Lakers. I'm still 20 games in. I'm not interested in the LeBron Laker thing. I'm not. I don't really like when they're on TV. I don't like go to my TV and watch the game because I don't really care. I'm not just like a dick here, but I really don't care.
Neither do I.
It's one of those things where even when he returned to Cleveland, I was like, okay, well, LeBron and Cleveland, I'll watch that because it's Cleveland, and and the LeBron and Laker things just seem so unauthentic. I just don't like it.
I can't believe people are talking about how the Lakers will be retiring his jersey and how it'll hang in the rafters.
He'll be there 4 years most likely. He has 3 years an option. So he'll
be there 4 years. He'll never even make it to a finals.
You sure about that? You sure if Durant leaves, it doesn't leave this after this year that the door opens?
Okay, unless Durant were to go to the Lakers, that door is still closed on the Lakers.
Are we not sure the East is better than the West right now?
Overall, yeah, the East might be gaining ground on the West, but there's still no one who can beat Golden State.
Okay, look, Golden State's the anomaly here.
And I don't really believe, unless, say, Durant went to Toronto and Kawhi stayed in Toronto, would there be a team possible to beat Golden State? Or if Kevin Durant went to Boston, maybe a team could beat Golden State.
Golden State's the best team, and once Curry's back, this all will change. The Western Conference will change once Curry's back. What I'm saying is the rest of the conference is like right now. I feel like the East top 4 is better than the West top 4. Like, yeah.
That I'll agree with. I mean, wholeheartedly, I'll agree with that because Houston took a step back. OKC is not as good as Toronto or Boston, in my opinion, when it comes by the time it gets to playoff time. Really, Golden State, like you said, is the outlier, and that's what brings up the West.
Yeah. Okay, let me run through this real quick. Do you see, the following. I'm going to ask some quick rapid-fire questions here. Do the Rockets turn things around and get back into business in top 4 in the West? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Do Utah Jazz get back in business in top 4 in the West? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. I'm looking at teams like, let's see, San Antonio's 10-10. That's weird too.
Yeah, I did not expect that. I was expecting them to struggle a little more because I did not have them making the playoffs.
Oh wow, that's right. You have them under, I think, actually on runners. Memphis, do you think they sustain?
No. That is the one that is blowing my mind now.
Well, they lost 3 straight, so they're starting to 12-8, but they lost 3 straight. So if your no sound look a little better now in a moment.
Them and Dallas are completely blowing my mind.
Let me ask you this: the Clippers, will they sustain?
Not to the best team in the West, but they are a playoff team.
I feel like I have to apologize to Doc Rivers. I wrote a blog 2 years ago about calling him the most overrated coach in basketball in the last decade. I feel like what he did last year with the Clippers, losing all his best players, and obviously starting fresh with this, brand of misfits. I feel like I gotta apologize to Doc Rivers a little bit here.
Hey, I hope Avery Bradley gets a little love. They got a lot of great forward / wing / guard type players on that team.
Let me go East real quick. Does your boys Orlando did they sustain?
No.
Wow,
No chance.
You have no faith in your team. What about Charlotte? 10-10, 7 seed right now currently. Do they sustain?
To be a borderline playoff team, you mean?
Yeah. Okay. I feel like Washington can still turn around. I feel like Washington can turn around a little bit, even though that the pieces don't fit. I feel like Washington has enough talent to turn it around.
Yeah, I think I don't know what it is that. Well, I mean, I know what it is. There's a serious beef between Beal and Wall, but
did you see the Dwight? Did you see the Dwight Howard story that came out last week over the weekend?
Yes, on Twitter and everything. Holy fuck!
Why am I not surprised though? I wasn't always surprised. I'm not always surprised by that though. I don't know why.
How can you not be surprised by that?
I wasn't my reaction was I wasn't shocked. My reaction wasn't shocking. I was like, oh, okay. Like, oh, all right, I guess. That's. I mean, I don't know. Like, that guy has so much drama going in his life. That's one of the, this is like almost par for the course.
I could understand a hooker, but really, a tranny.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe this is turns the season around. Maybe that is what makes them start winning games. They won 2 straight. I think Boston comes back. I think Indiana's is fascinating because they're probably that 5th team in the Eastern Conference that could make things interesting. Like Toronto, Milwaukee, Philadelphia, Boston, Indiana could be that 5th team.
Yeah, I mean, I really thought it was a one-year wonder for them, but they're showing they are for real.
So, Zach, anyway, we'll talk soon. Good job as always on the pod.
My pleasure, man. Thank you.